everybody. It's time to talk about Section 6 and Topic 5. We're going to be comparing unit rates today. And this is one of those skills that, in terms of skills that you learn in math, this is one that people use on a weekly basis, if not a daily basis, because we're frequently shopping for groceries or different things at stores where being able to find out which one is the better buy becomes very important if we want to be able to save some money. So anyway, let's take a look at an example here. And this one isn't dealing with money. What we have is we have a couple of cars, and these are those radio controlled cars. So you see the little dog up here with a little remote for a radio control car. We have two cars. We have Rick's car and we have Nikki's car. And we have two tables. The tables are showing the distance that the car has traveled in feet and the time that it travels that distance in seconds. So for example, Rick has a car that travels 150 feet here, and it takes 30 seconds for it to travel 150 feet. Nikki's car travels 80 feet, and it travels that distance in 20 seconds. And Rick and Nikki are in a little bit of an argument. Nikki says, "Hey, my car is faster than yours." And Rick says, "Oh, no, my car is faster than yours." So how could we compare these to know who has the faster car? Well, one thing I can do here is I can find what's called the unit rate, okay? And the unit rate would be, in this case, how far can that car travel in 1 second? So if we can find out how far it travels in 1 second of time, then we know its distance for that 1 unit of measurement, 1 second. So let's find out how far Rick's car goes in 1 second. And then we'll do the same thing for Nikki, find out how far her car will go in 1 second. All right, so to do this, since I know Rick's car travels 150 feet in 30 seconds, we could take 150 feet in 30 seconds. When I write this as a ratio like this, what I can do is I can treat this fraction bar like it means division. I can divide these and I get 5 for my result. So what that means is it's 5 feet in just 1 second. So anytime you want to find the unit rate of something, all you need to do is just divide. In this case, we're dividing feet by seconds. So 150 divided by 30 is the same thing as 5 over 1. In effect, what I've done is I've taken a fraction that is not in simplest terms, and I've simplified it all the way down by dividing both of these by 30. And we get 5 to 1. All right, so 5 feet per second. Now I can do the same thing with Nikki's car. I could take that 80 feet in 20 seconds. Sorry, that's messy. And I can divide those. 20 goes into 80 exactly 4 times. So we have 4 feet in 1 second. So now that I have filled those in, can you tell who has the faster car? Rick's will go 5 feet in 1 second. Nikki's will go 4 feet in 1 second. And now that those are filled in, I can easily compare them and see, you know what? Rick's car does go a little bit farther in that 1 second of time. So Rick does have the faster car. He can go 1 more foot per second. Okay? And let's take a look at another example here. So when we're talking about unit rates, we're finding out what it would be for just 1 unit of measurement. And again, the most common place we see this in our lives every day is when we're dealing with money, when we're shopping. And a unit rate when we're dealing with money is called a unit cost. I'm just going to write that down here, unit cost. And again, let's say, for example, you have 9 pens that cost $3.60, and you want to find out, well, what is the price per pen then? Well, you can write $3.60 for 9 pens. When you're dealing with money, the money amount always goes in the top of your ratio. So it's $3.60 for 9 pens. It's written backward here in this little statement. 9 pens for $3.60. But we want to give the price per pen, so you want the money amount first. So if it's $3.60 for 9 pens, then just divide by 9 to figure out what it would be for 1 pen. And that means I also do the same thing to the price, divide it by 9. And if you take $3.60, oh, by the way, good news today. If you want to use calculators, you may. But I bet some of you could do this mentally. 9 goes into 36 4 times. Okay, so $3.60 divided by 9 would be 40 cents. And I'm going to write it like this with my dollar sign, decimal point 40. So 40 cents for 1 pen. So the unit cost, I could write it like this, 40 cents per pen. You could write it just like that, 40 cents per pen. But again, we had to divide by 9 since we had the price for 9 pens. Divide by 9, that gives you the cost for just 1 pen. All right, let's look at another one here. We have 15 ounces of canned beans for $2.25. And so I want to find out what the price per ounce is. How much does it cost per ounce? So since I know the price goes in the top, remember we always want the price in the top of our ratios. If it's $2.25 for 15 ounces, what would I need to divide by to get to 1 ounce? Well, I'd have to divide by 15. And that'll give me the price for 1 ounce. That means I need to do the same thing to the price, divide it by 15. Okay, so then you take $2.25, divide that by 15, and you can use a calculator to do this if you wish. It comes out to exactly 15 cents. So it's 15 cents for 1, and we're dealing with ounces. A good abbreviation for ounces is OZ. Okay, so it's 15 cents per ounce. I'm going to write it like this, 15 cents per ounce. That's a nice way to write the unit rate. Okay, so if you had another can of beans and you wanted to know, well, if I had a 30-ounce can of beans and you knew the price, you could find out the price per ounce and see which one is the better buy, which one's the better value. All right, so again, just practicing a couple more examples here with unit rates. If you can buy 7 movie tickets for $56, well, what would be the price per ticket? Again, take the money amount first and put that in the top of your ratio. We have $56 for 7 tickets. So what would be the price for 1 ticket? Well, you're going to have to divide by 7 then, which means you do the same thing up here. It's just a division problem in effect when you're looking at your ratio. And so you find out 56 divided by 7 is exactly $8 for 1 ticket. That's your unit cost right there, $8 for 1 ticket. And I can write it like this as well, $8 per ticket. That's an E right there. $8 per ticket. That's another way you can write the unit cost. Okay. How about 12 fluid ounces of shampoo for $2.76? We're going to start by writing this as a ratio. Take the price first, $2.76. And that's for 12 fluid ounces. The abbreviation for fluid ounces is FL and then OZ with a space in between them. Fluid ounces are not the same thing as ounces, by the way. Ounces is a measurement of weight. Fluid ounces is a measurement of volume or capacity, how much something can hold. We measure liquids with fluid ounces. So again, you can go ahead and divide $2.76 by 12 to find the unit rate. Or you can show it like this, just dividing both the top and bottom by 12. And you find out what it would be for 1 fluid ounce. What would 1 fluid ounce of this shampoo cost? All right, so 276 divided by 12. Again, you can use a calculator. I'm just going to go ahead and do this mentally here. And 12 will go into this. I'm going to put 0 here and then point, and it's going to be 23. So it's 23 cents. Okay, it's 23 cents for 1 fluid ounce. That's our unit cost. And again, you can use a calculator to do this. Or you can write it like this, 23 cents per fluid ounce. So I'm hoping you're watching this and thinking, hey, you know what? This is actually pretty easy. As long as you remember when writing your ratio that the money amount goes in the top and then the measurement, in this case of fluid ounces, or over here, number of movie tickets, goes in the bottom. Okay, price always goes in the top. So now how do I use this to find the better buy? Look at these two lunch specials. We have tacos. We have a lunch special for tacos, 3 tacos for $2.40. But there's a weekend special. You can get 4 tacos for $3.40. Is the lunch special or the weekend special a better value? We're going to find the unit price of each special. And again, the unit price is a unit rate when we're dealing with money. It gives the price of just one item. So we're finding the price per taco. For the lunch special, I'll just call that L for the lunch special. We're going to take $2.40. That's for 3 tacos. Okay. Now the weekend special, I'll call that W. We have $3.40. But that gets you 4 tacos. Okay. So which one is the better price? Which is the better buy? Again, you can just divide the price by the number of tacos to find the cost per taco. And when you divide these, you get exactly 80 cents here per taco. Now over here, if you take $3.40 and divide by 4, and again, you can use a calculator for this. I'll just go ahead and do this mentally, and that's going to end up being 85 cents per taco. So then ask yourself, which one of these is the better buy? Would you rather have tacos at 80 cents each, or would you rather pay 85 cents per taco? Either way, they're delicious, right? But 80 cents per taco is cheaper than 85 cents per taco. So the lunch special is the better buy because it's 5 cents cheaper per taco. You can save a nickel and have your taco. All right. All right, which is the better buy here? We have 4 greeting cards for $10 or 6 greeting cards for $14. Which is the better buy? So here you have $10. Put the price in the top for 4 greeting cards. And over here it's $14. Put the price in the top for 6 greeting cards. You may use a calculator, but all you have to do is divide these to find out the price for one card. If you have $10 and you divide that by 4, that's going to be exactly $2.50 for one card. I can write it like this, $2.50 per card. Now, if you take $14 and divide by 6, that's not going to come out quite as nicely. If you take 7 and divide that by 3, that ends up being $2. It actually ends up being 2.3333. The 3 is going to repeat. It's money, so we'll chop it off 2 places past the decimal point. And then we have $2.33 per card. So which is the better buy, $2.50 per card or $2.33 per card? Well, $2.33 per card is a little bit cheaper. So the 6 cards for $14 is the better buy. You save about 17 cents per card that way. Okay, I don't have time to do any more problems, but I want to remind you that you don't have to be dealing with money. You know, if Ethan swims 11 laps in the pool in 8 minutes and Austin swims 7 laps in the pool in 5 minutes, and you want to know who swam faster, then you're not dealing with money here. You have laps per minute would be your rate, laps per minute. And you can divide each of these to figure out who's swimming faster. 7 divided by 5, which is 1.4, and 11 divided by 8, which is 1.375. and then you can see who's faster. Well,